dialogue and kind of wrap up with Dunceness and hear what his thoughts are as a pastor, as a Jamaican, as a concerned citizen. Um, Feel free to share your comments in the YouTube live chat.
Definitely.
We want to hear from you guys. So let's go. I want to hear from Jucal though, in terms of last week when we talked a little bit about like Guzu and Siance. Where did the conversation leave you?
It left me Jamaican youth with a trouble. We're doomed because if Guzu is cool, then Jano. And if Dunceness is cool, then Jano. So that's where we are. We're doomed. Yeah, we why?
I don't want to say doomed. You know, it sounds too final. Don't I get what you're saying?
Okay,
You know,
cool,
it sounds too final. But I agree with you that I agree, but I'm also aware that it's not just new.
Okay.
Right.
I think young people are more talking about it, but Obia and Siance and Guzu don't sound like a new word. That sounds like an old word.
It is an old word.
Yeah.
It
You
is
know?
an old word.
And so this has been something that the culture has celebrated, albeit not in our age group, as far as I know, for years upon years. And I think the older we get, is the more we are exposed to certain underbelly of culture. So I think we are seeing it now, and obviously getting more because it's in songs. I don't remember Obia being celebrated in songs like this. I honestly don't remember.
Neither do
especially
I.
mainstream music.
Neither do I. It was frowned upon. It was seen as something
It was taboo.
Them people are Obia Walker.
Yeah, you're wicked.
Yeah. Bad Man and Obia Walker was a thing. Like them bunched together in one group. I forgot.
So two things, because I go all over the place because my mind just running. But one, firstly, the government was trying to legalize, and it was tabled in Parliament some times ago. Recent history to legalize Obia. So the conversation is bigger than just dancehall music.
Yep, absolutely.
We have to look at where is the nation headed. Are we saying we're a Christian nation? And if we are a Christian nation, how can we accept another religion? It's a religion overall as legalize another religious way that not even just a religion, but it's so counter to Christianity.
Right.
This is everything that we say we are rebuke demon, we now work with, and now we are like, oh yeah, but that is okay. No,
so it's cool. You know?
Yeah. Asha wasn't here last week, but I'd love to hear, because I want to hear from you. Like, is this something that you find among your peers? Guzu, Siance, before you even get to Dunceness.
Among our peers. I just have to laugh. Yeah.
I mean, not within the church.
Friends,
but you know, among persons that you probably interact with, you find that, you know, this is something that's becoming prevalent, it's becoming problematic even.
Yeah, I would say that. You know, I think in this time, in this generation, this season, we can see a lot of things happening in the world, like things that would not be seen as acceptable, even homosexuality and them something. You know, so back then you couldn't. There was something that never could happen. Right?
Oh, okay.
See, a new one.
Seal. I was gonna say Seal. Yeah, Seal it.
But you know, we're saying that these things are being more. What would I say? I feel like the devil is at
normalized.
Work. You know, it's being more normalized. The devil is definitely at work in this time. And we as Christians, you know, we have to stand our ground because even people at the church, you know, do these things.
It raises a question to mind because Calvin mentioned that the whole Guzu conversation is broader than dancehall music, which I agree, because it is something from way back then. But I think what Ashley is mentioning now is that the popularization of it and it becoming normalized, as Jucal was saying, and something where everywhere you go, if you say Guzu, everybody kind of like, yeah. Is dancehall music responsible for that growth in popularity, or is it something else?
I wouldn't say responsible, but it's promoting it to an extent because music is so impactful, music is powerful. And you know, because we hear one song, a bad tune, a bad rhythm, and you just start vibes. I don't even know what the song I say until you sit down and you start listening. Right?
You just charge.
I feel like all of it.
I
feel like all of it.
I heard the words.
I
confess my sins, pray for the pastor. I was like TikTok was doing Yahoo boys. And everybody doing the rifle thing. And yo, me, I do it, you know. I'm gonna love it, you know. And then one day I saw a video with the words, and if I could cry blood, if I, like when I saw the word, like that's what. Oh my God! That was
Yeah.
That raises another question for me though, because all right, so what I think I hear, and you guys can tell me if that's what I'm actually hearing, is that Christians should not enjoy in any way, shape, or form the cultural artistic expressions of music once they have in there anything that is remotely ungodly. Is that the case? Because a man can listen a Yahoo Boys and just a vibe to this song, I think, without connecting with the message or without agreeing with the message. But
no,
I don't know. Let me know what you guys think.
We use wisdom.
Yeah, we use wisdom
in all things. So it's the message of the song, as I said, Yahoo Boys is more like a good man type of vibe, and
Yahoo Boys is like rub up with Isle, Demon, like it's straight. This is what we're talking about. This is Guzu. He's talking about using Obia Isle, and I don't remember what the words right now off the top of my head. So
So I take it then for you, it's a no.
No, because we understand. We understand that the worship of Satanism, which is what Obia is, and glorification of it, can have impact. I feel like it have more impact than a bounty with gun song. To me, I mean, this is a welcoming of these spirits. These people are deliberately singing about these things. And I think just like in church, when you clap, you just submit to the worship or the atmosphere, the spirit of what's happening, it can impact you. I feel like it's the same thing. When it's so blatant. That is so blatant.
Yeah.
So it's not even like, is that thing I want to say, oh no, that one went to a producer, and the producer that made that beat is actually a Satanist that got to that Satanic. This is literally being sung. I would stay away from it.
Okay. All right. So Jucal says stay away, Cavan says stay away, Ashley says stay away.
Yeah.
All right.
What Victor said.
We can worship too.
We're gonna go to a video from our sponsors, I Am Remnant, to see last week's Bible reading challenge. We'll get back. We might have one more guest on the scene, and we're gonna continue this conversation.
The Bible scriptures for this week, February 12th to the 18th, are Numbers 25 to 27, Numbers 28 to 30, Numbers 31 to 33, Numbers 34 to 36, Deuteronomy 1 to 3, Deuteronomy 4 to 6, and Deuteronomy 7 to 9. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the Pulse Podcast JA and I Am Remnant JA, and subscribe to YouTube at Love 101 FM Jamaica.
So welcome back, guys. So if you've been keeping up with the I Am Remnant Bible Reading Challenge, we've partnered with them to read through the Bible over the year 2023. So even if you missed the first few videos, you can go back to our Instagram page or I Am Remnant's Instagram page, and you'll see all the videos charting, what chapters you need to read to catch up. But Ella, thanks for showing up.
We're going to do this every week?
Every week. But every week that you get here.
First of all, guys. First of all. Yes, you can.
Okay.
Well, given the context of what we're saying, you might cannot.
Somebody said something interesting in the comments.
Thank you, Ashley, for saving me. Go ahead.
Hey, save by the bell. Save by the bell.
You're not saved. Really.
We're circle black, man.
Definitely. Somebody said it's very prevalent in the workplaces. Oils, even the rings, everybody trying to hold their positions and keep down other people. Rings too, even the chains.
Pendants
and all those.
Well done.
It's that was by, is it Nadine?
Nadine.
Don't
you get yourself Nadine? Nadine.
Yeah,
so Ella, just before you got here, we were taking a look around the table kind of vote on dancehall music that glorifies Satan. In the lyrics. In the lyrics. So let's say the lyrics are saying hold on client or Guzu or Guzu man thing or
PDF already.
PDF already, anything like that. Should a Christian, can a Christian listen to that? Or should they stay away, as our wonderful guests here? Agree.
Well, I don't think there needs to be a vote on it. One thing to glorify God, we shouldn't indulge. However, you have the bad brook.
Victor's.
Very interesting. That breed.
No, and I'm not saying that, listen or, first of all, like, I'm in my office and the ladies, them like, and they pair them song and them listen. So everybody come in when Barbie just bust. Them girl not know Barbie. So me take up my enough selves, like, me want to listen this song. What is this?
Yeah, Barbie. What are that?
I'm a Barbie. You see the next day, I come back at work, I was like, guys, the song is so dirty. And them laugh me to scorn. And they were like, yes, Chantel. So here am I singing, them that got no Barbie, I'm a Barbie. But boy, the lyrics are. So it's not like I'm saying that we don't indulge, but we pretty much know say. If we don't glorify God, we shouldn't be a part of it. Yeah. So I think you got my answer.
I think your question is broad though. You're saying
define it for me.
You're saying like not to listen it. But
yeah, I thought you were listening to
in order to know what the song say, you have to listen.
All right, outside for recreational.
Oh, yeah, recreational purposes. Okay.
We're not talking about research purposes.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, prepare a sermon like Kavan and you want to know who is a valiant and what is Guzu. And you do a really listen. But go preach about it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about can you listen to this?
All of these songs, we know in passing. Like we don't know, like we don't search them up and say, yo, listen to Valiant right now. I just like TikTok or YouTube or something. Yeah, we just find them and listen to them. So it's not like me go and say, you know what? Hey Siri, play Valiant. Something like that.
No.
I'm kidding.
That's so funny. But same, likewise, it's here I hear the songs and I go and research them and listen and see what go on in the streets.
Yeah. So allow me to just venture a little bit further. Because the alphabet song doesn't glorify God either. But is it that because it doesn't?
Which alphabet song?
It doesn't.
Okay, I just trying to make sure.
Yeah, man. The alphabet song.
Oh, okay.
Or Happy Birthday. But is it that because these songs or these melodies or these tunes don't openly glorify the devil, why it is okay for us to like use them? Is that the thing? Is that it's kind of neutral? Is there a gray space?
I don't know. Yes, I don't know. I don't. Maybe very wise.
Go ahead, Monica. No, go ahead.
Clearly, it is okay to express yourself. If I'm to sing to make up a song about loving my wife or my children, right. I mean we can go and say, oh yes, because it's your wife, it's glorified God eventually, whatever. But the point is, there are things happening. If I sing a song about, I love driving on the highway, I don't think God is like, oh my God, you're not singing, oh my me, you're not singing song that you're not singing holy. So I would not go into that. But at the same time, I think there are just some things like Kavan Allen, if a song openly talks about adultery, Kavan Allen don't sing that. Okay. I used to watch a series. Can we call series his name? Yeah. Scandal. I love Scandal. Olivia Pope, that's a G. But it really did try to show like, oh, this adulterous relationship is not really that bad, and they might try and make and I think no one spoke to me like, yo, why are you feeding your spirit on? So I stopped. I don't know how it ends. So if somebody want to tell me,
no,
how it ends. Did she make it out alive? But I stopped somewhere in the middle of it. So that's what I feel. I just feel like you have to guard yourself.
True,
definitely.
You have to guard your spirit. And so you have to have a line. And to me, Obia is a very clear line to draw.
Blatant.
Yeah. And the thing is, some things are more spiritual than what we think it is. So, we feed our spirits on a daily basis. So what we take in, we're feeding our spiritual,
yes,
selves, right?
No, I agree.
So, we're feeding our spiritual selves. So if we get up every day instead of read the Bible, we go on,
TikTok.
And the TikTok and the song, them, and it have a vibe and it's easy for catch.
Yeah.
So
and the dance easy for you,
and the dance them. So
the dances are hard for me.
So I feel like
hey, come on, try it.
As Christians, when we feel our spirits on that, I feel like it can impact us, even as Christians and something that if somebody sue you, a vibe to them song there, whatever, it can promote something else. You say, oh, but she are doing so that's cool, that's fine. So we're kind of I follow the world in a way.
And I don't know if you guys saw the live that Jackie Hill Perry did.
I was just going to reference that a while ago. All of my head
I don't know if anybody saw the live that Jackie Hill Perry did. Everybody needs to watch it. I sent it to the Post podcast. You need to watch it. Yeah, and she was basically talking about Beyonce, and because there was a preacher who came out and saying, if you're going to go to the concert and then come back to church and sing. But her point is, don't just tell people don't go to a Beyonce concert. Tell them why then. So she was saying, even for her own conviction, she loved Beyonce, gone to bed. But at one point, the Holy Spirit nudged her and said, yo, you need to stop listening to Beyonce. And then she researched the whole thing that is in Beyonce's song. Anyway, she went on a whole rabbit hole to find out that she's really, what do you call it? Reflecting
Glorifying
deities
other
or
gods.
worshiping other gods.
And idols.
And what she came back to, and I forgot the scripture that she did draw from Corinthians, where she's saying, we are saying, oh, it's just a song. We're not really doing it. We just got a concert. We're not really doing it. But she say, but we're mixing with whatever is in that atmosphere.
Let me see if I can reference the scripture that she was saying.
Right, because I don't remember.
So it's from Corinthians, and it's basically how they would sacrifice food and then offer it to demons. So she's bringing that back to just saying, it's just music, but the music is, is glorifying, the devil and all of that. So it's from Corinthians. I'd have to look for it.
I think in the scripture, the food is fed to demons, and then like the leftovers, the other people would have eaten it, and they were like, "Oh no, not leftover food."
Yeah, so they think it's just food.
They think she was saying it's just food. I need to find a scripture, but she's saying, but the majority of it is going to feed the people that were glorified the devil. So pretty much you are a part of it. So we need to find a scripture and read.
I would just say there's another side to it, and I mean, I'm allowed to watch Jackie Hill Perry. No, I didn't watch her because everybody used to say, she had 3 boys and then she had a girl, and that's what happened to you. So I just never watch her. See?
Devil.
That work.
So,
we'll never mean nothing, Beyonce.
Beyonce said our hive, go lick on the sign.
But no, never home. I'm going home right now.
Oh boy.
You touch the queen, D.
Never you.
The hive is coming. Sorry, continue, Pastor. I am joking, guys. Can we just cut that out, please?
Get Oliver.
Go ahead, Pastor.
That was funny. I don't remember where I was. But
She
God
had
is
3
good.
boys.
Yeah.
The
And I have to you.
So everybody used to say that when it happened to us, and we would. So now I have the boys, so I have nothing to run from. So I don't watch
That's funny.
it now. So but there's another side to it though, because Paul said, I would eat food offered to God. So Paul literally said that. But the only reason I won't do it is because for the people around me, they might take offense.
Interpret it, right.
And they it might hurt them and harm their own faith. So I will refrain because of that. So but I do think we have the right to guard our spirit.
Agree.
I think one of the issues is for us is that people at different levels in life, other than
Agree.
different places,
Conviction.
they are not convicted as yet.
Exactly.
And even if they are convicted,
Exactly.
they're not at the place to give in to the conviction.
Exactly.
So I think we encourage people, and I know we don't go there in the conversation yet, so I'm going to drop it and left it, and then we can go back later. I think a big part of the issue why these things are prevalent now is the church. I think the church has not given, especially young people, the true alternative. Why would so much young people go to school in gatherings? What are they hiding from? It's a deliberate cry, I need protection. But they don't think they can get that from God. They're not convinced. Who is supposed to convince them that gatherings are wrong and God is better? People taking oil of holy or whatever because they want a good relationship. They want a proper. Who is supposed to tell them how to get?
Hold on, you say oil of holy.
I think there is. I'm not sure.
The oil of holy. Right.
The oil of holy.
The oil of time.
I may have heard it somewhere one time.
Yeah. But in Jackie's
so I just think that is something that the church have to take responsibility for, and say, what are we going to give to the people that they have genuine needs that we are supposed to be able to answer? We're not answered. I'm going to look elsewhere. So I think that is it. I wouldn't necessarily. It's so tough because if I go to a football match, I just saying with that argument, I understand it.
Right.
And I believe God can tell you, don't go there because all of this is in the atmosphere. I think God can tell you that. But I can argue the same thing for a football match. I can argue the same thing for, I went to the supermarket before coming here. That's why I was almost late. I can argue that for the supermarket. You understand? I can. So it's just like,
I totally agree. It comes down to, who has been convicting us. At the last conversation we had about concerts, and we were of the opinion.
Yeah, a lot of I grew up in church and I heard don't go there because you combat demon possessed a lot. And then I grew up and I went and I didn't combat demon possessed, and I was like, oh, you guys lied. Several. You know what I'm saying? And so it was like, okay, I feel like it would have been better if we were more honest with our young people to be like, hey, you're not necessarily, you may not become demon possessed, and it is not sin in and of itself to listen to these songs. However, like Paul says, all things are permissible to me, but not all things are expedient. So I realize that, all right, this thing is feeding my flesh, or this thing is fighting against my spirit. Maybe I should not consume that. You know what I mean? Or this atmosphere is very charged and I am in a vulnerable state right now, or I may expose myself to attack by going.
Yes.
I may choose to leave that out. But where I think we go wrong is the dishonesty with the gospel, where we kind of, yeah, man, you go ahead if you go to say, or yeah, man, you come back demon possessed. And it's like, but is that what God is saying about it? Or is God saying, I want you to exercise wisdom and I want you to follow leadership of
Which is
my
what it
spirit,
comes down to.
which is what I think it really comes down to. And I mean, if you genuinely love the Lord, what I have found, let me tell you what I have found. I don't remember who it was that said this some years ago. And I don't want to say it in the exact words that they said it, but essentially they were saying the love of God will keep you from more sin than the fear of hell.
Yeah, 100%.
So because I love God, if God said to me, I don't really want you to go there. Me, Victor Brown, based on my relationship with the Lord, I'm more prone to listen to him on that than somebody saying to me, see, I go hell if you go there. So if you understand what I'm saying, my fear of hell will never supersede my love for the Lord. It is my love for the Lord that makes me say, you know what? Now I'm gonna say, no, I'm not listening to a song that called whatever. Intent released one recently called High Ritual, which the entire song start to finish is just
I don't know that one. I need
just
to go and
witchcraft.
research.
And the Lord said, do not listen to that song. Intense. Same you were saying Yahoo Boys. So
okay, all right.
yeah, so he's like, yes.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, him. And God was like, don't either listen to that. And I didn't. Because my daddy said to me, don't listen to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
I tell you, for me, I don't watch certain things, and I do watch sometimes some things that I might think isn't good in my house.
Hey, cancel culture, pick up beer stone in a cover.
No. The reason I don't do because I have children. So while I know it don't bother me, it don't bother me at all. Like, brother, me can't watch all of this. I hear people talk about some things that me not say it because I preach at churches. And I watch them.
Church door locked.
Right? I might go to theater and watch it, and when I come home, I'm careful because I have children. So it's just an interesting ground. But I agree with you, because if we're doing it out of ritual, I don't think it will bear the fruit God wants it to bear.
Agree.
And it actually breeds ground for legalism. And that is why we can speak to generation, because we're legalistic and not relational. And it's because of how we entered into not doing whatever we do. So I agree. I can't take that. But don't listen to Yahoo Boys.
That one has been blacklisted for covering it up.
Blacklisted.
So we pretty much covered Guzu and Siance. So I have a pretty clear understanding of like where we at least believe, Christians should stand on these things. Of course, never
give an alternative. Christians, give an alternative. People not doing it for the fun of it. This is a real thing for them. Real scamming is prevalent. That's why actually gathering is becoming so big. Scamming is prevalent. So a whole lot more young people are at risk of dying because of their involvement in scamming. And they are being told, wear this ring, it will protect you. Who is there to say, no, God will protect you and your family? Who is there to say, I'm going to pray for you, I'm going to declare this over you? And don't understand them open pan Psalm 91 over here. Tell them about the power of the Holy Spirit. And until we do that, it's something else going to come. It's going to be this today, something tomorrow. Because people need answers.
So is it that you're saying then, come on, Christendom, we're lacking in providing the alternatives? So whatever is there now, is it that it's not enough, or it just not there?
Or is it people just don't believe in a God?
Well, I think those who believe that.
Is it Christians the problem?
No. It's demonstration of power.
We're lacking in the demonstration of power.
People will go anywhere power is. I tell you that. People, even if they don't believe in a God fully,
them see power.
I've seen unsaved people that don't give them life to God show up for certain things at a church service because they have heard the testimonies and they believe that this person can get me a visa or this person can get me healed. So they just go where power is.
And where it gets a little scary is, all right, so I love and appreciate dancehall music because I think it's a big part of the Jamaican cultural experience. But where it becomes a bit problematic is that I see a lot of the dancehall artists proclaiming about the power of the dark arts or what they've enjoyed and experienced using Guzu and using Siance. So when a man a scam and him and say, I'm wearing gathering and that boy they come for try kill him and must slap out him head first because you understand me? I say like they give a very clear narrative of how their powers help them. And so when culture and society and our youth are looking out and they hear all of these narratives coming, all these testimonies of success using scamming, using Guzu, using Siance, and they look to the church,
we have no testimony of nothing.
it becomes problematic. I feel like there is a lack of demonstration of power. Pastor Musaleng shared a testimony at Remnant's graduation where he was talking about a Rastaman who had was a stomach cancer or something like that? And he prayed for the guy. It's a Rastaman who did not believe in God. It's a cuss God and bear thing. Prayed for the guy, because the guy one day desperate, say, oh, pastor, come pray for me. Prays for the guy. And I think it was the next day.
In his shorts and slippers, just put that in there.
Yeah. And the guy say, oh, pastor, it worked. No, that Rastaman doesn't need anybody to tell him or God is real or not. He has seen and experienced the power that is attached in the name of Jesus Christ. So I feel like that is a big part of it for me in terms of I feel like we have to once more as the Church of God pursue demonstrating the power of God, because you cannot save people through convincing and persuading words, as Paul say. And you also cannot save anybody by legalism. I promise you, if you make all these rules, don't go there, don't touch, don't look there, don't listen, that still not stop nobody from God hell. It is going to take the power of Jesus Christ. And I think that is where we're missing it as church.
And just to add to what you're saying, is it then that's why we have the pastors who are very demonstrative, that they pull the younger audience, or not really younger? They're younger. I would say they're younger.
They have the crowd.
They have the appeal. Yeah. The ones, what is it? Now the wheelchair, them say get up, walk. The what's the pastor there?
Yeah, not right.
That is a risky little slope.
I just show the curveball.
And then you have the pastors who used to watch before. Friend. That's his name.
Pastor Friend.
He used to be a part of All Nations, but they're not a part of All Nations anymore. Anyway, that's Stretch and batch of people.
Oh, Matthew
here in Jamaica?
No, man. And overseas. And then you have Pastor Mike Todd, the demonstrative pastors. If you notice, they have certain people.
Not in mouth. It's in eye. We have to be specific.
It went in his mouth. What's that video?
So if we're saying that, it's the power that's really lacking, or the demonstration of power that's lacking, is it that we need to be doing more of these things?
No, I wouldn't.
I'm just asking.
No, all I would say
I'm just asking.
Just ensure that whatever is being done is not only effective, it lines up with the word. That's all.
Yes.
And for some people, the reality is some people don't know no word, so they won't go after what is being done.
Absolutely.
But we just can continue to pray that as they grow in the Lord, they will go after truth.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because I think we're getting to a slippery slope is, we definitely need more demonstration of power, but then in this pursuit of power, we have a lot of falsehood and a lot of show and a lot of deception. We have a lot of cults. And a lot of cults too. Yeah. And a lot of witchcraft in the church. But that's a different conversation. You're tuned to the Pulse Podcast.
Converse, Lord.
We're going to take a quick break. We can move on before something else drop down here. Please stay tuned. We're going to come right back after this. We have a video to show you from Amram JA that's showing us the Bible readings for the week ahead. Check this out.
The Bible scriptures for this week, February 19th to February 25th, are Deuteronomy 10 to 12, Deuteronomy 13 to 16, Deuteronomy 17 to 19, Deuteronomy 20 to 22, Deuteronomy 23 to 25, Deuteronomy 26 to 28, and Deuteronomy 29 to 31. Remember to follow us on Instagram at the Pulse Podcast JA and I Am Remnant JA. Like and subscribe on YouTube at Love 101 FM Jamaica.
All right, welcome back to the Post Podcast, guys. You had something you wanted to talk on before we move on.
About even back then, traditions and culture plays a big part in it too.
Yeah.
In terms of persons when them tell you to tie on a red pan your hand, put the baby in a red clothes. And them tell you walk back way and the house run out the dopey.
The dopey they would have stayed. I mean, I walk back when brother.
There's so many stuff. Facts. There's so much stuff.
Wow.
Even the old Bible, something there at the head of the bed,
Yeah,
using the Bible like a lucky charm. It's like it's witchcraft.
Witchcraft. Even the Ouija board. And them something there.
Yeah. Have you ever used the Ouija board?
Me.
Anybody ever used the Ouija board?
Never.
Very good.
Why
Very
me
good.
have to cut
I've never used that.
Victor.
I've never.
Hold on.
I'm a pastor. You can confess.
First of all, right now, Victor is Mr. Door. Door right now, Mr. Door.
I would be surprised if Victor say, I've tried it before.
No, man, then something there.
Wait, did you call it do it before?
No, but I wouldn't be surprised if he said, I did it before.
Why wouldn't you be surprised?
But no, I just feel like
Victor, right
Victor has
now,
already
Victor married
life.
to
It's
Door.
like,
Big up
I wouldn't be
Dr. Helen
surprised.
Brown. Who I know grew your children good and in the fear of the Lord.
Somebody mentioned earlier, which is so true, that in the workplace, I think you mentioned it.
Yeah,
No, I
actually.
You mentioned it.
Yeah.
Everybody know that you might not wear the gatherings, but them have a charm
And I love
or a
And a
totem
pendant.
or a pendant with some
Yep.
stone that has
Listen.
been some special energy properties.
Mhm.
That's popular now, you know.
Very popular.
And
Very
you
popular.
know what hurts? Some of them don't know the true meaning behind this.
That's true.
And even the children, like the teenagers and them sees and follow it and take it up and
Sad boy.
it's
Oh.
true.
And that's why you have to pray in your
Generation.
office. Go early and pray it out.
You don't know who they did it after.
Oh God, I work in a church.
Hallelujah.
It should be.
Yeah.
Should.
Big up Fellowship Tabernacle. It's
Ah.
fine. It's
Yeah, man.
fine. It's fine.
Just pay the people that want to work in a church.
Post podcast.
We
episode
should.
That felt at one time. Quick plug.
Yeah, let's
Moving
go.
on.
Right over Genix.
It's done.
Right over Genix for a Friday,
Yeah, on Friday there, so they would just pop up and everybody in the audience. I would just have a live.
It's
I
happening.
like that idea.
It's done.
That's
It's
a
done.
good
It's
idea.
done.
I like that idea.
You heard it here first, folks.
Tava buzz. Tava buzz.
We'll have one more word to go into. Well, there are actually two, but we're going to try and touch the last word, which is dunceness. There's so much that can be said, but I will save my remarks.
Y'all just say your remarks.
Back of the-
Say your
back
remarks
of the
first. I don't
class.
do what somebody else. Start with your remarks.
What do you guys feel? How do you guys feel? What do you guys think about this whole dunceness culture now in Jamaica?
Is it a
What are the
culture? I'm
sentiments?
asking. Is it a
Yeah, is
culture?
that thing now?
Is it a culture or is it just songs? Or is it people who may be academically challenged feel like there's an anthem for them versus people decide I want to be academically challenged? I'm asking.
It's a very good question.
Yeah.
Ella, you want to go ahead?
I was just going to say I'm 50-50 on it. Like half of it is entertainment for me. I know that they're actually intelligent people who talk about business. And then as Cavan said, people use it as their theme song. They're not well in a school. You
Right.
don't, it's nothing wrong.
Right.
We do have those type of people out there. So for me, it's half.
Same here. For me, dunceness to me is a slang for right now.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have the the younger generation who are listening to these songs and they
Yeah.
say, no, if him say back in the class on a subject, I'm really not done. Then it's cool, but I'm not to do.
Yeah, it's
You can
true.
just fail and sing the song and move on with life.
We
Me
can't
sing
tell
the
the
song
artist
very
I make money.
proudly because we don't have
As I said,
we don't have subject.
I'm singing proudly because of subject. No, you're a hypocrite.
No, it's true.
Sugar,
The song
you have done
Come
stress.
call you.
You have done stress.
again.
No,
Maybe.
no, but-
No, I
No,
sing
no,
the song
no.
proudly because we have subjects and that's fine. And there's people who
What
have the
Cedar
subject.
Grove?
I sing the song. Me personally, not in nobody way. Don't really have the subject. Them I sing it. And the bright one them, I sing the song. And it's like,
True.
No.
come on.
But
It's almost like a little flex, you know. When the bright one I'm singing, it's a flex.
It's like a flex.
So the bright one I'm singing for the flex.
Yeah.
No, let me
No.
ask. Sorry, go ahead. You're more pretty than me. Go ahead.
Don't
Sure, the
kill
camera
me.
for pick you up. You talk. You
Run
talk.
outside here. Oh, somebody else.
Exactly. It's like,
You're gonna say
actually,
something?
go
All
ahead.
right, so this whole dance thing, right?
Mm.
Mm.
I believe that words are powerful, and people kind of see it as a flex. I can't tell you the impact behind the song in terms of why him would have sing it if I'm really done for true or him singing because the vibe.
He say him not done. He say I'm a work in
He
progress.
said he's not done.
He say I sing it for the money and just call the people him want.
Yeah,
But that is what I want
Well,
to
that's
know.
Valiant. When I talk about Jamal, Jamal is a different
But
thing.
with
Valiant is
Valiant
different.
song though, and I don't know for sure, I don't know the words I sung well. But is it that he's saying I don't have any subject, but me still I make money?
Yes.
Or is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's actually not necessarily a bad thing.
What do you mean?
Because hold on.
Hear him out.
There are people who have not gone the conventional way
Yes,
of
that
learning.
is true.
You have so even with
Very
the guys that drop out
true.
of university, at least they could make it in. But then you have guys like Richard Branson, who is
Yes,
dyslexic and
Virgin.
drop out of school, and he's one of the wealthiest men in the world.
Yeah, he owns
You have
Virgin
business
Mobile and all that
owners
stuff.
in Jamaica,
Yeah.
and when you track rather, their early days, you realize these guys
Yeah.
they don't
Did
have much
not have the
subject, but they
conventional.
had a gift. The guy that had one of the big homes, funeral homes, very wealthy man in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Perry. Yeah.
Very funeral.
Him sorry. He has shared that
Big
he
up yourself,
struggled.
Perry.
He
We have
struggled.
obituaries packages here at Love 101.
You know, me none of this with
We
everything.
have been asked to announce
That
our
is-
guest.
Mr. Perry.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so he shared he doesn't have any subject, but he learned a thing. He learned how to dress today.
Right.
So I'm just saying, if that's what the song is celebrating,
Hey, we'll
that
make
some of
Ashley
us
talk, you
have
know.
no subject.
Ashley, ready?
We have no subject, but we can still do something with our lives and contribute
Yeah.
to society. I don't necessarily have a problem.
Like
Ashley,
Ashley,
let's release
no.
Ashley. And the first place Ashley gets a heat about a topic. So we know
Ashley.
the strikes are on her.
Right, you see. All right, look at this now, right? Look a reason.
Yeah.
In this time, in this generation,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we can sing this song. Not with this.
Not with this generation.
Not with this
Not that
generation. Why I
listen.
said that they're promoting too many other things. Quick money, scamming. all
So
of
you're
them
saying it's a
stuff there.
part of a bigger narrative then?
Yes,
That's
I
what
feel
I'm
like
saying. Yeah.
when we tell them, say, all right, done since at the pre, for them time no one look no work. They must say, where you do after high school? Vibes, party. Chill.
Stricter
I literally-
vibes.
I don't know. Most of you know I'm doing teaching practice right now.
Right.
You have a student that comes to my class every single day. I say, okay, tell me something about yourself. Him say my name is XYZ. And then Maga say, Miss Madons. Every time him come class, I give him a sweetie one day. Dons. Thanks, miss. Like me literally walk and promote this and speak this over my life.
Yes, it's like a
Words-
slang now.
Words are so
Yeah.
impactful and powerful.
It's like a
and him
okay
not even come
thing.
class, him not care.
Yeah.
Like, him not try because, we are promote this and make Dunceness
Vibes.
look cool now. Dunceness like a
Mm.
flex, a vibe. Well, better you tough it out and, have a look at one subject where you can say, all right, boy, I'm not math never English, but, some of
I
them
get
not
you.
gonna say, oh, let me use my talent because sometimes I don't even get the chance to use the talent. And I believe the classroom is dying, the generation is dying as well. You need teachers that can say, oh my God, we could try with them students here. Because one
Yes.
time the student said that and the teachers had showed up him. If you don't, say don't. If you want to say that, just say that, And I'm like, nah. Let's have a bit positive and say, no, you just don't study. You don't. You just don't want to study. Why you not study? Look at study. Or something like
Yeah.
That's very true. That's an
It's
excellent
becoming
point.
a
As,
flex.
So they've
just
taken
as
the
you go,
dumpster.
Kavan, as she mentioned teachers, Jamaica Teachers Association. Jamaica Teachers Association. This is the sales and marketing supervisor here at Love 101. And I want to invite
You
you
better get that back.
On
Get that
board.
Back. Get that back.
to partner with the Pulse
That back.
podcast.
Ready right now. You can sponsor my show on a Friday.
Use up opportunities.
That's
I'm
true.
doing. Go ahead, guys.
No, it's fine. JT.
No, she's right.
Come on board.
They've taken the
Ashley
point.
has some
Good
very
point.
good points.
That's a good point.
She can forget
In
on
term-
teacher, man.
Yeah. In terms of the culture that is there. So by itself, I don't feel that the songs have any harm. But I'll concede that I can see where
Mhm.
as a part of a larger strategy of the enemy, it has a critical role to play. Because if you remove education from the lower class, you pretty much rob them of the best method of upward mobility and breaking generational cycles of poverty.
100%.
So when that is done, and then you
Facts.
make it very cool to not advance academically. It's not even like first time where say you're academically challenged and you kind of feel a way about it.
Yeah.
It's all right. I don't want nobody cancel me, but it's kind of like where before this season, if you were obese, you would feel away and want to work out. And know if anybody say, yo, you want to go gym? You're fat
Your
shaming.
body shaving, yeah.
You understand what I
Be
say?
careful
It's
what you
like
say to
every...
me now. I know I put on with stuff.
Bro!
So you're fat shit, I'm joking.
What are you trying to say about us, Victor? Hello?
Like, in certain contexts, someone would have walked off of the set because I said that. Like, it has become as a society where, you know, things that previously somebody that said, well, you know, actually, can I lose my weight still because it's unhealthy? Yeah. No, it's just, I love myself. All of myself.
It's curves. What's wrong with you?
And it's just like, but you had cholesterol though, like you though.
A Lizzo, cause this.
I was literally going to say.
But I think
what is the people that promote her? I can't even blame her.
True.
The culture, and that's why I agree with what Ashley's saying. There are people who seem to be pushing a certain narrative and putting things together and building on. So while we isolate it, which I was doing, there are people who bring everything together, and it's leading to the demise of the culture and our youth. So I agree.
So it's a part of a larger scale picture then, because you're right. Like if somebody feel like, no, man, I'm not for go school, easy me, fully done. There are other ways to make money. Yeah. How many of these people are actually looking into starting a chicken business?
Raise two goats.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
True.
or is it more or less because the problem is, you know,
Plant two lettuce.
You see, fully done as a message, as a coding was coming from people who were business owners. You would have been all right. To me. Because what they'd be saying is you don't have to succeed in the conventional academic system to legally be successful. But the problem is the whole wave of fully done and the culture is coming from the man them where I say scamming out the way, my bro. Choppy line, bangy line, bro. You get to me and say, no, is that me? I say, so where I say automatically, I say, if I'm fully done, then this
is the root. Yeah.
You understand me? I say, so in that way, I see a problem. But I still agree with what Kavan said earlier, which is, it's okay if you're not like a bright student. It's okay if you find that like the conventional academic system has failed you, because Damon Crawford was on the Fix podcast, big up Fix podcast, and he was talking about this very same thing. And one of the things he said was the academic system has failed a lot of Jamaica's youth. If you test a monkey and a fish on tree climbing skills,
the fish is gonna win.
Just do the maths now. Just do the maths. Just do the maths now. Standardize the examinations and other assessments of this nature. Problematic in and of themselves. So we now have to find a way as the church and as a society to provide an alternative for persons who have a challenge with school.
And my mind is just running, you know. There's just so much things. So I want to stay on what is school. I think again, solutions. And what you're saying is a part of the solution. So people who are academically challenged. I know a lot of people want to say burn down the whole school system and start over. But I think no, there are people who actually feel that way about learning. But I do feel what is there now, it is made for some people.
Definitely.
Agree.
Definitely.
So meet the needs of some. We just need other alternatives. Heart is a good alternative
Big
that can be built on.
I wish you can remember.
Heart.
By the way, Heart.
Heart.
You can sponsor my show on Friday. Thank you so much.
You can.
The garments industry.
Love
the lights
101
come over there.
Let me say this. Heart is a good program for young people. This is a good show for young people. It's a perfect marriage.
College was here.
Yeah.
Excellent academy as well to help with these things.
So there are so many opportunities. And there also it's not sexy anymore, but apprenticeship. That used to be a big thing. Jamaica needs to have more apprenticeship programs where you just put people with some other, because they need it. The businesses need it. Many businesses are dying out now because they don't have anybody to come and work.
Tailoring.
Exactly.
What do you call them?
It's companies that carve into the headstones. I know one of those companies. So it's an intricate thing that you don't need 5 subjects to do it. But you just need people who are willing to learn the trade.
And they can make legal money.
Carpentry.
Yeah.
We can't go over. So
learn for trim. Do something
Remember to look a lot.
We just need that. I need to take the stigma off it.
Yeah, exactly.
We need
bigger barriers.
That is so important. So the stigma, I spoke about this with some of my girlfriends recently because I went to St. Hugh's and I'm thinking, And we were talking and we were saying, yo, when we were at school, I was a girl with a mannequin in them and we looked
Yeah,
down on the girl.
them, you know. Yeah, man.
Like, we
True, no, it's true. You cannot tell you what it is.
It's true. Yeah.
so
No, you
as
pin
I
it
was
with your
saying,
ear, don't it?
and-
You pin it with your ear.
anyways,
Yeah.
And I say your price too
So-
high now. You can't.
so the traditional high school girls, when we see the girl them I go and with the mannequin and them and the setters
And
them,
the
we used
basket.
to, and the basket, we used to look down on the girl them and from the
Yeah.
sound never used to that one is lies.
It's true.
So
It's
it's lies. No, them is lies. Yeah. So and I was saying to myself, it's so important to have a skill. No, I remember when COVID came in and then I went and got certified in makeup and just a bunch of other stuff. And I'm saying it's important to have a skill. You're really not going to survive in 95 working for somebody when there should be like some huge catastrophe like COVID-19. And also, I feel big up the government every time I think about when I graduated from UTech. There was a program where it's an apprenticeship program. They paired you in companies in your field. So I remember leaving UTech, I signed up for the program. I was in the hotel industry. I signed up, they called me. I had to go to Ochi, but I have to find somewhere to live. But I was paired, I was in Jewels, but I got in the system. I don't remember which government it was under. I don't know if it's still happening. That was 2000 and what who is in about 2013? Somebody tell me, but big up whichever.
Subliminal message who was in power.
Yes. Big up whoever was in power that
label.
Wow.
No, but for real.
Government, we have political broadcast ads available
Right, the
for you
morning
at
watch.
affordable rates.
So you can you leave?
Love 101 is the place.
But
Remember, election coming up and you want to campaign hard
Victor,
from
what it
early?
is?
Come to Love
No,
101.
but I always commended that program. Like anybody who's leaving UTech or I may not say UTech, anybody who's leaving tertiary institutions
That's right.
now. I don't know if I don't know if that government program is still running.
But hopefully
It was a graduate program where you signed up and they placed you in companies.
That's an excellent
That was,
program.
and I got a stipend every fortnight. That was that
Nice.
excellent. Mind you, I had to find and pay rent, or I don't know if people that know people we can put them up.
Yeah.
But it's an excellent program from university and entering the working world. So
And I think high schools
Excellent
can,
program.
high schools can look and you can say, this person not doing so well. Here are some options. Let me connect you with this. What you think about this? I mean, people fight out call centers, but it's to me an excellent
BPO is an
first time
excellent
job
first-
for entry into the
into
the working world.
yeah,
Into the
BPOs.
working world, it is possibly
okay.
your best.
We
It's
need
a-
to
it's
dig
a
a
best
tank to the
option.
call
It's a-
center them
hold
way.
on.
Possibly
Enough
a best
people are
option.
eating
It's a great
right now
first
because of
time
call center.
job.
No, 100%.
Perfect first time job.
But no people
100%.
turn team
Don't
leader,
get
supervisor, and
stuck.
manager, so they not necessarily
But the
stuck.
stock is on you though. It's not on them.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
the pastor said the stock is on you.
No, we're not stuck it up.
No,
So me know.
in the morning.
We couldn't get stuck over there. Come and tell us, boy.
We're not talking about the whole of 11 in the morning or 11
You know what? He said a good thing is a
Yeah.
great first job. After that,
Yeah.
after
but
you
why
get a bit-
first job? What you see the stigma? We talk about
It wasn't for
reducing
me.
stigma. It wasn't for you.
Wasn't
Then
for me,
don't
yeah.
say it was a first.
No, but
first
Victor,
time
I
job.
That was a
have
good first
we
time
have
job.
right now my
That's
cousin in a call center, and it's really hard to get up a certain ladder. So true something, Victor.
No, because it's a moving industry. I wouldn't say it's very hard. It might be hard in that particular one.
One, yeah.
But
Understood.
no, it's a big industry right now in
Globally.
Jamaica, and then even
Right.
globally if you go.
Yeah.
Because ITEL just opened a new building as well, so it's booming.
I make about 5. You can put more.
Let me tell you
Yeah.
something. I know enough. Let me speak properly. I know quite a few.
I know a lot
people
of people.
who have benefited from working in call centers.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yo, I was so
Same.
shook.
Can't
One
deny
time I
that.
went New Kingston. I think I was going Starbucks or something. Starbucks.
Rich.
And me see this youth. And I know that youth are from my
You
community.
say that I talk properly.
I saw this young man
From my area
from
in which I reside.
my place of residence.
Where my abode is located.
Leave it alone. Me see the brother, and I say, yo, me see the man in a shirt and tie, the man cool in a
Yeah.
cabin. And I say, watch him too, me see the man gone in him call center thing. And I remember him being a corner youth.
Yeah.
And
You
me I
can
say,
grow
but
from it. You can.
something good is happening here.
Definitely.
Right? No,
Definitely.
call center work is not for everybody.
Buddy,
I agree.
one-
But I am grateful that this was something that was
Yeah.
able to thrive in Jamaica and
Yeah.
provide our youth, even if it's a temporary arrangement. And for some
100%.
people stay longer, them turn whatever, manager,
That's true.
whatever,
That's
team
true.
lead. Good for you.
That's
Do you.
true.
Big up yourself.
Not just
Um,
that, Victor, but many other jobs that are out there want you to have what you call experience.
Qualifications, right.
And where you're
And
going to
call
get
center don't
experience.
need the experience.
Exactly.
Once you get the
So
training,
you
you're
can
fine.
go there for a year, 2 years to just get experience.
Exactly.
So you can look better on your resume. Don't sleep on them. It's a good
And
opportunity.
what you're doing
And
well,
just
you will
speaking
get
from a
elevated.
corporate perspective, a lot of the interviews that I sit in on is call center on the resume. I will still
Yeah.
take them because the
Yeah,
hotel
yeah,
industry, which I'm in,
Right.
them can't answer the phone. We can't groom them after that.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Thank you for calling.
Yeah, hey, hey.
Hey,
Yo,
but even with that whole stigma thing, though, look at it this way. You even have parents that when their children come to them and say,
Yes.
"Mommy, I want to be a fashion designer," they're like, "A fashion
Yes.
designer? Why not a doctor?
Yeah.
Why not a
You know how we
lawyer?
have that.
Why not this?"
What
I
is-
can relate
Yo.
to. But I mean,
Because
But love
doctors
my
need
mommy,
clothes
big up
too,
mommy.
that's why.
yeah.
But lots of parents and parents
That's a good
shouldn't do
point.
that.
Yeah.
That's a very good point. Stigma is such a deep entrenched thing. And parents shouldn't do that to their kids.
Yeah, and when you push them from what they love, what does them gonna do? They prefer to-
and it starts from the
Rebel.
home as well.
Start
It starts
rebel,
from
and
there.
that leads to so much stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love what it is because we're talking about dunceness, and that is why people feel dumb. Because
Exactly.
somebody can be a whiz with
Right.
hair and makeup.
And
Yes.
then people like Ella look at them strange
The
and
blood,
goes to
the
them
blood,
mannequin
the
and
blood.
back.
No, she used to that. She used to that.
Eh?
Hello.
She drives
Yes,
fast.
I graduated high school in 07. Do not judge me, okay?
Right.
And you know it's true. Which camera am I looking at, sir? I don't want. Oh, big up on you.
You look so much younger than me.
But that's all like
Come on.
society. I think
Yeah.
society has to change that first so that it can be more acceptable, especially for the young people. Because imagine if on an interview, everybody in the room, "Oh, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm a this, I'm a that."
Listen.
And then comes to your turn, "Oh, I'm a makeup artist."
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
You
they
can hear the
make-
collective.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The pity does not flow across
No,
you.
but they make money. They
Oh.
make
They
money.
make a lot of-
makeup
That's not the
artist.
issue,
But it's a
the money is not
stigma.
the issue, the stigma that they have.
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm a barber." No, they're not really look up.
But right now, if you set yourself like proper, you can be entrepreneur and do makeup, leave corporate altogether.
Yes.
Yep.
It's money
I know
making.
many people have done it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I don't know if I must name drop, but I know one young lady that worked with me at Scotia.
Mhm.
And she left her fully into makeup.
Yeah.
And she was
My
in
current makeup artist left her
Colombia
job.
recently.
Mhm.
Like I'm vacationing
money.
in Colombia. She's
Some of them
making
make
money.
money fast.
So in our final 4 minutes,
She's making money.
Rich.
in our final 4 minutes, how should the church approach this whole dunceness thing? I have two suggestions, and then I'll leave you guys to conclude. One is, I think churches need to go back to the days of like really assisting as best as they can through helping with like after school programs and homework centers and those kind of things. Because there was a time where that was very prevalent. There was a time where kids in a community would know, or parents in a community would know that, okay, if my child needs help because I don't have a computer or internet, I can send them go up at the church.
Cafe,
And the church can help them, or
Yeah.
somebody can be there. So I think
Yeah.
that's something that churches need to do again, as opposed to just cussing Valiant, because I don't feel like that gets very far.
They ain't gonna get us anywhere.
I feel like that only goes so far and not much
That's
further.
right.
He might make him money off it, and him tell you straight up,
Regardless.
brother, and say, brother, I'm gonna just do it for the money right now. So,
Right.
so that I think is one thing, and then I think the other thing is reducing the stigma. Because in churches there is a stigma thing. There is
True.
that stigma.
True.
There is a reaction to
Yeah.
a doctor, and there's a reaction to the young lady who is now a makeup artist,
Facts.
and it's not the same reaction.
It's true.
When I was in
That's
call
right.
center, there was a reaction to the call center job.
Of course, there's a reaction.
But then no, that's
Call centers have a whole reaction.
Yeah, man.
listen. No, as I'm here, it's
Worse than
like a
Baba,
whole
worse than
different,
taxi man.
whole different reaction.
Yeah.
Whole different reaction.
Mm.
Yeah. So that's what I said. It's not definitely not for me.
So because of where I sit as a pastor, I just think the young people are drawn to Valiant because it speaks to an area of their own flesh that they struggle with. Like, yo, everybody are calm me down. So well, back at the class, me not a subject, whatever. So I feel good.
And back at the
Just own the
class
struggle.
are
So
the
we-
fun part, too,
Right? Because everybody want to go back.
That's true.
But we can give them a message that speaks to their spirit. You have purpose. Before you were born, I knew you, and I've called you, and there's something in you to contribute. And I think we need to uplift
Yeah.
The young people are like, yo, yeah, they go to and but I know God put this in you. I want to help you. I want to be part of the process. And I think that sort of thing from word will speak to something even deeper. You know, and then we can say gospel artists, everybody come write some song. No one.
Yeah.
Well, actually sound good though. Cause part of why Valentine slap is because him sound very good and a very talented
Facts,
artist.
make the song
So if the
vibes.
gospel artist them are gonna come with the little usual thing, brother. Nobody even with that enough.
Write a song, now, Victor.
You're closing remarks. You're closing remarks.
As a gospel artist.
On that note,
I will unplug that laptop. Don't test me.
Victor, we're singing and we get back up now. So Pastor Kevin, I'm gonna stop.
I'll preach on the track. We're ready. Purpose is in you.
What's a contract?
Run to the class.
As an artist.
Subject of a pass. All right, we're done. We put it together, guys. Right here.
You don't have to work already. Oh my God.
But even one solution we came up with in youth fellowship, we were talking. You know, we normally have discussions, you know, as young people, what we can do, like what else can we do? We even talked about, somebody brought up doing like an expo where we get heart and distinction and, you know, offer some skills. You know,
Yes.
and everybody got to do the book, you know. So just saying, you know, yeah, man, let's give them opportunities where they can do other skills and other things, rather than sit down and not do nothing, or just feel like, you know, it's not, they can't accomplish nothing, or, you know.
Right.
But I strongly agree with everybody about helping them, trying to make things more of a positive light, rather than saying, that's true, but sit down, you know. Just encourage them to pass,
You are
at
gifted,
least,
man.
or do something else, you know. What do you love?
And
You know,
talented.
find them passion, because some of them so talented and they don't even know, or, you know, nobody's there to push them, or one bad
And we
comment.
don't take the time to get to know them and even understand them too. So
True.
Everybody where I bang the line and say go
Yeah.
is a salesperson.
Absolutely.
No, I'm telling you, you are an excellent
Ella.
salesperson.
As a
I'm
sales
not
manager,
asking you.
I'm
I'm
telling
So
you.
the entire sales are choppers.
As somebody in sales
professional
myself.
choppers.
Because sales
I agree.
requires skills of persuasion. For call
Persuasion.
somebody, call somebody, which is a sales tactic.
True.
Allow me to tell?
Never tell a lie.
All right. Never tell a lie.
Never lie.
Never lie.
For call, but look, you know, for call, and we're going to go over by like 2 minutes. But for call somebody from a different country, so you have language and communication barrier,
Yeah, break it
and
down.
culture, and you're gonna call this person, persuade them,
Send
not
you
to buy
money.
something,
Send
just
you
to send your money
to collect
to
some
collect a
money.
price. That is a hard sell.
Yep.
And the Jamaican young people are excelling at that, and that is scary.
I don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry.
It is scary, but he's right. These are salespeople. These are salespeople that if they were channeled in the right avenues,
Facts.
they could use their
Solid
skills
point.
to edify and to uplift.
Solid
Yeah.
point. Amen.
Ella, concluding remarks?
I agree with everybody.
I agree with everyone. But
Same here.
I didn't know.
I agree.
But
No, man. Go
Actually,
ahead.
in a part 3.
what about the people that they look down on where they're from and all of them something like?
That
So
the
even when
area-
they say they're excellent at sales, they could be excellent. Them could have been great, but when some come to the interview,
It's a wrong address.
you're from,
Itana, tell me.
Another song.
Island Lane.
Wrong address.
Yeah.
You can't. Sorry for coming in, but here you go. Here's your papers and stuff. You know, and them look down upon them like that.
Yeah.
They look down from where they're from. They look upon them back.
So that goes back to stigma.
no.
no?
It's a real
That
thing.
goes back
The
to stigma.
stigma. Yeah, it's a real thing.
Because not because I'm from Augustone, you know, not because I'm from.
Why you want to use
No, I'm
that?
just saying. I'm just saying.
Sneak up too late.
Big up
Why
Portmore.
warm?
Not because I'm from Waterford.
Yeah, man, do that, man.
No, great up Portmore.
I'm just saying.
Somebody.
But yeah. Those are the people.
But that's a real problem.
Yeah.
True.
I don't know how prevalent it is, but people tell me that it is still
It is.
something that's
It's true,
problematic.
man.
Because I think there's something on TikTok. Somebody's talking about uptown privileges.
Absolutely.
And then something like them
Uptown privilege is real.
Yeah.
Uptown, no, so let's
What's
start.
that?
Like when
You
you
live uptown now?
Andrew.
Hey, I go to a gym uptown now and I mind what he's saying.
Oh, see?
Guys, I don't know why they see like a part 3, but we're gonna leave it here. We're gonna leave it here. But
Yeah.
I think
The
to conclude,
Dunceness though is something that I think is something to look at.
Mm-hmm.
how can we counteract that final thing? Because I think that is one of the highest forms of dunceness. When you don't know somebody, but because of where they live or where they hail from, you assume and you stereotype. Oh, they say come from, say nothing good can come from Nazareth, which I think is one of the highest forms of dunceness, and it's practiced by the educated persons in corporate a lot, you know, which is unfortunate. But is there anything that we can do or we can suggest that can help to challenge that
I
sort
think
of
with
thing.
us we can help people from because it's culture. When you come out to the inner city, there are some cultural practices that may not fit in corporate. Some people aren't willing to work with it or help you along the way. And that I think is the biggest thing. If we can help people coming out of the inner city
give them
with
opportunities.
the opportunities and teach them just how to coexist in this culture, I think that will go a long way. Because you have brilliant people who don't get opportunities because they can't culturally coexist in this space. Because of how my whole system is and how I do it. So
take the time to
we can
train
help
people.
them. Church can help to train people.
Yes.
Church, we can change the world.
I
We
was
can
just about to
save the
say
world.
the church has a lot of people in corporate too.
Yeah.
So even in our church,
That
we can
is-
Right.
we can
yeah.
help in our church, and also when
Network.
we get the resumes in our offices,
Job
give
placement.
people
Yeah.
a chance. I get so many emails with resumes every day, and I just send them over to HR because I remember just being like them when I used to send resume and everybody ignoring me. So I try my best. When I see a resume come in, I at least open it and I forward it over to a relevant department. So
And-
give
And
people
for young
opportunities.
people, I agree. And for young people, go to church, serve the Lord, and then when the corporate people in church, they will vote
It's
for
true.
you. They will
No,
vote
that's
for you.
true.
That too.
That's
Because you
true.
belong to a
You belong
registered-
Hello?
somebody.
Sir.
What he
I've got
said.
the people
What
jobs
he said.
that couldn't get it but deserved it. And I've got the
Yes.
people job that don't deserve it. I'm a kind of know, but me I try help from the goodness of my heart.
Yeah.
And they fail, they flake too. But people will give them because it's Cavan send them.
Yeah.
And so that's it helps.
That
But
don't mean
serve the Lord, not
slide
for the
into
work.
Cavan's DM seeking a
And,
job.
and
That
if
is-
and if you
Over
want to
there,
say
got
that's
room,
unfair, I mean, favor is not fair. We're children of God.
That's right.
No. You don't know nobody. And the other people know people and you see what happens. So
Yeah.
go know
And
somebody.
I think me and Ashley can speak for herself, even in our own church. There's a lady from HR from a company. God bless her heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I tell you, she
yes.
gives people so much exposure
Yeah.
and experience
True.
into corporate. Bless her. So
That's true.
yeah, find somebody in the church or just something.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
willing to help.
Yeah, bless you, Mrs.
On that note, we're gonna
Yes.
conclude, guys.
Mhm.
We want to thank everybody behind the scenes who helped to make tonight
Yeah.
a success.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna run through them in the interest of time.
Big up
Jace
me.
Mary Media, Courtney Rose, both of these guys behind the cameras and the lenses. Thank you so much. Kathia Davis, technical support,
Period.
audience that tunes in every week. Big up on yourself. Hosts, big up on
Thank
yourself.
you.
Kavan, thank you so
Right.
much for joining us.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Kevin.
I'll do it again. Just put myself out there.
Yeah.
Ready. If I don't come back, it's not my fault.
To all our viewers,
Yeah.
listen, our YouTube went up this week.
Go on,
Hello? It went up to 40. Big
This
up
is
on all our
Samuel.
YouTube
Nice.
people. there.
Very
I
nice.
saw Daniel. Daniel was saying hi to me. Hey, Daniel Dixon. Big up yourself.
Big up yourself, guys. Subscribe to
Yes.
Love 101 FM's YouTube
Don't forget
channel.
to share the
Let me
link.
know.
Share the link.
Subscribe right now.
Like this video,
Also, all the
please,
show not
just to
subscribe.
help it to move along.
Confess it.
And follow us on Instagram at the Post Podcast.
And go download the Love 101 app.
Period.
Yes.
Right.
See you next week, guys. 7 to 8 p.m.
Take care.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Well, you can feel it